Hey guys, what's going on? James here, and welcome to my first official Buccaneers mock draft for the upcoming 2022 NFL Draft. Very excited to get this mock draft out for all of you guys today. I know there's been a good amount of you who have been asking where the mock drafts have been. So, I have my selections made. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers have a first round draft pick, a second round draft pick, a third round draft pick, a fourth round draft pick, and two seventh-round draft picks to go through in the upcoming NFL Draft. Now, that could change. The Buccaneers could get more picks. They could get less picks, but that is what we have to work with right now. So, let's just dive right into it, guys. Let's just get started. With the Tampa Bay Buccaneers first-round draft pick number 27, I have them selecting Perrion Winfrey, interior defensive lineman out of Oklahoma. And this is a pick that I think would make a lot of sense on a lot of levels. I actually did a poll a day or two ago on the community tab on the YouTube channel asking you guys what you would do in the first round if you were the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and it's been a pretty healthy split so far. I've seen, I believe, a little over 30% say cornerback, a little over 30% say interior defensive line, a little over 30% say interior defensive line. I went with the interior defensive line option here with Perrion Winfrey out of Oklahoma. 6'4", 291 pounds, and when I look at this pick, this is all about finding more depth for the defensive line and also having a capable and possibly even immediate replacement for Ndamukong Suh, who right now, as of the recording of this mock draft, is still a free agent. He has not re-signed with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers yet. Winfrey, I think you could slot him in as the starting defensive end opposite Vita Vea and Will Gholston, and I think overall he could do a very decent job. One of the best things I like about Winfrey is his balance. He does some pretty good things both in pass rushing and in run defense as well, and I think he gives you a very solid, very young developmental defensive lineman that you can grow with a guy like Vita Vea right smack dab in the middle of that defensive line, and a very solid and capable veteran, a leader, if you will, in Will Gholston at the other defensive end position as well. I think that Winfrey would be a good scheme fit for a Todd Bowles style defense and definitely give you a lot of versatility and some good play overall for that said defense. So, Perrion Winfrey, interior defensive lineman out of Oklahoma, is who I have the Tampa Bay Buccaneers selecting in the first round of this mock draft. Moving on to round number 2, I have the Tampa Bay Buccaneers going with an interior offensive lineman, pick number 60, round 2. I have the Tampa Bay Buccaneers selecting Darian Kinnard, interior offensive lineman out of Kentucky. 6'5", 345 pounds. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers have done a lot of work in continuing to build up their offensive line. Donovan Smith is still there at left tackle. Ryan Jensen is still there at center. The Buccaneers traded a 5th-round draft pick for Shaq Mason to be their starting right guard after the departure of Alex Kappa. Still can't believe they got Shaq Mason for a 5th-round pick, by the way. And you still have Tristan Wirfs over there at right tackle. Where I see Darian Kinnard specifically playing is more likelier than not on the left guard position for the Bucs. I could envision a scenario where Kinnard and Aaron Stinney possibly are battling it out for that starting left guard position, and I think that that would be a very healthy, very good competition. One of the best training camp battles that we would probably see if Kinnard would be drafted by the Bucs. And just a big dude, a lot of nastiness to his game. I think he offers a lot both as a run blocker and a pass blocker. I think that Kinnard is one of those guys where you see Jason Light make these second-round, third-round offensive line draft picks, and they've worked out very well for him, Jason Light, that is. Donovan Smith was a second-round draft pick. Ali Marpet was a second-round draft pick. Alex Kappa was a third-round draft pick. Jason Light's done a pretty good job of drafting offensive linemen in the second and third rounds of drafts. I think Kinnard could slot right into that mold that Jason Light has been building in Tampa, and I really do think Kinnard could have starting guard potential with this Buccaneers offensive line. He'd have a great unit around him, and you could really ease him into the the group, if you will. And I think if, he does need a little bit more time to develop, you could still have Aaron Stinney there possibly as a starting guard. It's just overall, I think, a very, very good move to add continuity to this Buccaneers offensive line, especially after the departure of Buccaneer great Ali Marpet. I think Kinnard would be a good start in finding a replacement for Marpet on that left guard position. With the Tampa Bay Buccaneers third round pick number 91, I have them selecting Josh Williams, cornerback out of Fayetteville State. 6'2", 193 pounds, cornerback in the third round, which is maybe a little bit later than what a lot of people may be taking at cornerback for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. But in my opinion, I think that this is a solid pick for the Bucs. Right? You look at Josh Williams, 6'2", 193 pounds. When you look at his game, he is very good at zone. He is very good at press. Sounds like he'd be a fantastic fit for a Todd Bowles style of defense. The Bucs could always use more cornerback depth. Last year, they were decimated with injuries. Carlton Davis, Jamel Dean, Sean Murphy-Bunting, Richard Sherman. The list goes on and on and on as to all of the cornerbacks who were hurt last year for the Bucs. I think by drafting Josh Williams, you have very solid, very good depth for a perimeter corner style of player, and you also have the ability to have somebody who can be a future successor type of player for a guy like Jamel Dean, for a guy like Sean Murphy-Bunting, and, be able to lessen the blow a little bit if one of those guys does leave for free agency here in the future, be it Jamel Dean or be it Sean Murphy-Bunting. I think you have Josh Williams right there who will be able to slot into one of those perimeter starting cornerback positions and overall do a good job in the near future. With the Tampa Bay Buccaneers fourth round draft pick number 133, I have them selecting Jerome Ford, running back out of Cincinnati. 5'11", 220 pounds, a north to south power type of runner. And I know that the Tampa Bay Buccaneers did just sign Leonard Fournette to a long-term extension, a 3-year deal, $21 million, but I think Ford offers you a lot of power in your running game, right? Which I feel like is important. Ford could be a goal line back in certain situations for the Bucs. Definitely adds some versatility to your game, and I think overall just be a capable backup. The Bucs just lost Ronald Jones to the Kansas City Chiefs in free agency. They haven't re-signed Giovani Bernard. Keshawn Vaughn is still on the roster. He could very well get some more get some more opportunities in that running back room, but I think if the Tampa Bay Buccaneers were to throw a mid-round pick at the position group, I think Ford could be a very good option to give you a little bit more power, a little bit more punch in your running game, and take a little bit of the load off of a guy like Leonard Fournette and provide some relief when he is needed. So Ford adds to the running back room here for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in round number 4. The first of 2 7th-round picks for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers here, pick number 248. I have them selecting Smoke Monday, safety out of Auburn. 6'3", 200 pounds. This is a draft pick that I think is a lot about special teams. Smoke Monday is very touted to be a very good, very capable special teams player, and I think that that is what his role would be for the Bucs. Also, they do need a backup safety. They did lose Jordan Whitehead in free agency. They did lose Andrew Adams in free agency, or I guess I should say they've basically said that they are not going to re-sign Andrew Adams in free agency. I think Smoke Monday could slot in, give you a big guy back there at that safety position, a solid tackler, a solid special teams guy that you can grow and develop and possibly figure out bigger roles for somewhere later on down the line. I know they did just sign Logan Ryan as well to be a starting safety for this team, but I think Smoke Monday is just a solid, capable special teams player for right now, which is always a good thing to have. Finally, for the last pick for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, round 7, pick number 261, I have them selecting Daniel Bellinger, tight end out of San Diego State. 6'4", 252 pounds. And the reason I have Bellinger here is also special teams is an important part of Bellinger's game. He is another guy who is slotted to be a productive special teams guy in the NFL, but also Bellinger can block. And when I was looking at scheme fits for Bruce Arians and Byron Leftwich's offense, I was looking for a tight end who could provide capable blocking. And in this specific mock draft, I know that in the early rounds we went some different directions, didn't go the tight end route, but I still wanted to pick up a tight end in this draft. That's where Bellinger slotted in. I think he's a guy that you can develop, you can grow a little bit in that tight end room with guys like Cam Brate and Rob Gronkowski if he does come back to the team, and he can be your third tight end. A guy that you slot in there, have him block a little bit here or there, maybe catch a pass or two in a game, and overall, I think it's a fine player to have as a special teams guy, as a developmental tight end in the 7th round. So folks, that's it for this mock draft. I think that overall, I'm pretty happy with the results I was able to come to. You know, you look at all the picks that are made here, right? It's all about building, not just for the immediate sense, but also for the future as well. Perrion Winfrey, he could be an immediate starter for you if the Buccaneers don't re-sign Ndamukong Suh. But if they do re-sign Ndamukong Suh, you still have very, very solid, very capable depth, I guess I should say, much like what the Joe Tryon pick was for the Bucs last season. Darian Kinnard, similar situation. It is possible that he could be starting at left guard for the Bucs if they were to draft him, but you could also have him as just very solid, very capable depth if the Bucs decided to go over with a guy like Aaron Stinney at that left guard position over a guy like Kinnard. You still can grow and develop Kinnard. He can be a future starter for you when you need him to be. Josh Williams provides solid depth as well. Big cornerback who could be an eventual starter when Jamel Dean or Sean Murphy-Bunting go out and leave in free agency. Jerome Ford, Smoke Monday, Daniel Bellinger, those guys are just solid, capable depth as well, which I think is always an important thing to add to a team, especially given those 3 position groups of running back, safety, tight end. Those are groups where you need a lot of good depth. So overall, I'm very happy with this mock draft. Hope you guys were happy with it as well. Let me know your thoughts about this mock draft. Was I dead on with some of my picks, or am I reaching? Am I not making the right picks? Let me know. What would you guys do for a mock draft for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers? Give me your mock drafts down in the comments section below. I would love to hear them. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Hope y'all enjoyed, and I will see you all in the next video or the next live stream. But until then, and as always, guys, goodbye for now, and go Bucs.